Come on, Joe, you think you're gonna get away with that? Hmm? Okay, so recently, Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club, it's a talk show, radio show, it's been around for a really long time, very reputable. A lot of things I don't agree with that they talk about, but neither here nor there. That's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is when Charlemagne had on Joe Biden. Now, the whole point of their conversation, right? Charlemagne really wanted to know why people should consider voting for Joe Biden. What was he going to do that was going to help the black communities? And he gave a bunch of reasons about abuse of the system and systemic racism, and because of that, there's a lot of problems that the black communities have and whatnot. And there's some parts of that I agree with. There's a lot that I don't, because I understand that slavery was a terrible thing, and that a lot of the country was built on slavery. But I don't agree with the notion that, to this day we owe them something, meaning black people. I have complete respect for black people. I love black people to death. I have black friends. I'm not racist. I'm not saying I don't agree with black people, but I disagree with perpetuating this cycle, this train of thought that the white man is holding down the black man. That to this day, the reason that for any reason a black person doesn't succeed or has problems in their life, it's due to something caused by slavery. It's been hundreds of years. It's time to get over it. It's time to own up to our own lives and move on. I digress. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is what Joe Biden said at the end of this interview. That was just to give you a little context. So Joe Biden, at the very end of the interview, Charlemagne's like, hey, we didn't have enough time to answer all the questions. Hopefully we can have you back. And Joe Biden, he says,
it's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
Questions? I don't know what you need any questions. If you have a hard time figuring out whether or not to vote for me or for Trump, then you ain't black. So good on him. He came out and he had an apology, kind of an apology. Democrats are really good at doing this. They're really good at kind of avoiding a direct apology and saying, they messed up, which he almost did. He got real close. Listen here.
I shouldn't have been such a wise guy. I shouldn't have been so cavalier. No one should have to vote for any party based on their race, their religion, their background.
But hey, this is Joe Biden's personality, right? He's, in a way, he's very similar to President Trump, right? He says things without thinking. He berates people. He criticizes them. He makes fun of them. He cusses at them. He threatens to take them outside. What is he going to do? He's like 90 years old. Oh my gosh. But yeah, he's very comparable to President Trump. Very comparable. So, I still don't believe that he has a shot at winning. But how could he say that? How could he? And the thing is it's not like it's racist. It's not really racist to say, if you don't know who to vote for, then you ain't black. It's just like, what? That's stupid. Do you know how many people there are? Biden thinks that he's a shoo-in and that he's going to win the popular black vote. And I disagree. I strongly disagree. Because if you look at Democrats and their policies, they've done things to hurt the black community more than help. It's a fact. I mean, do your research. Go back and look, like the drug wars. You talk about people going to jail for a ridiculous amount of time and for ridiculous reasons. Now, obviously, any kind of drug dealing is illegal, but the Democrats passed this law which severely punished drug dealers, which just so happens to coincide. Not me. This is not me judging. This is not me saying, but this was Charlemagne on his show. Just so happens to coincide with black communities and black men specifically unjustly going to jail and for longer than they should. So if you look at it, the Democrats passed a lot of policies that really hurt the black community. And yet Joe Biden, for some reason, thinks that he's a shoo-in for this popular black vote. I highly disagree. Maybe previously, because the Democrats have always tried to cater to the community of the black people and tried and succeeded for the most part. But things are kind of changing. If you take a look around the world, things are changing. And one of the things that Charlemagne said in an interview, I believe it was with a lady from CNN, he said, I didn't agree with Joe Biden assuming that because we're black, we're going to vote for the Democrats. He said, we're going to vote for whoever we believe is going to help the black community the most, which makes perfect sense. Just like Joe Biden just assumes because people are black, they're going to vote for the Democrat, right? The Democrat nominee, Joe Biden. But that's not the case. So that's not racism, but it's just wrong. It's wrong to believe that, and it's wrong to try to force that kind of agenda. Like, hey, if you're black, you better be voting Democrat. Like, it's wrong to do that. And luckily, Joe Biden, I don't know if he noticed that it was wrong to say that. Somebody did. They called it out, and obviously he was forced to come out with an apology. And so he did. So kudos for him for trying, attempting an apology. But, oh my gosh, some of the things that Joe Biden says, I can't believe that he's the nominee for the Democrat Party. Now, I still, oh, here's another thing, by the way. Here's another thing. Charlemagne, completely disagree, right? Biden has come out and said that he's not opposed to having a woman as his VP if he wins, which he won't, so it doesn't really matter anyways. But what I really disagreed with, Charlemagne, he said, Joe Biden, your VP, she better be black. She should be black. Like, whoever the VP is, they should be the most qualified person, white, black, Asian, Mexican. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter, right? If we want to get past racism, Charlemagne just wants to put somebody in there because he wants the black community to be represented and to show that black people can hold positions of power. And I completely agree with the fact that black people can and should hold positions of power. Like, everybody should have a chance. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what race you are, what nationality. Everybody should have the opportunity to have equal opportunity of everybody else in the United States. But I don't think that you should force a position on Joe Biden just because you have an agenda you want to push. He's just as bad as the Democrats, right? He has an agenda that he wants to push. He's not necessarily looking out for what's best at that point, even for the country. So I really disagree with that statement that Charlemagne had. But all around, I really appreciate what he's trying to do for the black community. And anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Biden has lost his marbles? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe, please. Show your support for the channel. And as always, those are my thoughts exactly. Catch you next time. Bye. Not me. This is not me judging. This is not me saying, but